everybody. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. The Air Wizards in the house. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Don Antonio Corianti, Anthony Golden SonShine, and I'm here to breathe with you today. I sometimes like to show up in this space as the Wizard of Air. So follow the yellow brick road. Hi, Brianna Burgess. How are you today? I had some things kind of planned that I was going to look at real quick. So there were some things I wanted to work on today, and kind of like some grounding and some breathing. These are just really good practices for us, especially for people who are on the ascension path. Anybody who's currently going through any forms of like spiritual awakening or having a lot of symptoms. I'm having a lot of people with lots of different symptoms come to show up, and a lot of this has to do with just energy blockages. Some of this stuff you're going to have to unpack. You're going to have to take it apart. You're going to have to do the dirty work, going into your shadow and transmuting that energy. But you can take the edge off things by doing some energy clearing. This also helps us to kind of lighten the load and have the ability to process some of the stuff that we have not yet processed. I tend to call trauma data. It seems to flow better. The term trauma has a lot of heaviness associated to it. So I like to use the term unresolved emotional data. Clearing your energy with your breath is one of the most powerful tools known to human beings to help them clear their energy. Let's check the comments, see who's here. Oh, Brianna's here. Hi, Brianna. If you're just coming in, hop on in. Let us know where you're watching from. We're streaming to a bunch of different places. I always like to check in to see who's here with us. We're going to do some breath work. Before we get started, I just want to open up. If anyone has any questions or comments, comments are open here. Feel free to interact. This is meant to be community. You don't even have to talk directly to me. If you just want to talk to the other people in the comments, you can do that. I won't read them all. Some of them I will, some of them I won't. If they're directed right towards me, I will read them. I just wanted to jump on here and do some breath work with everybody. So if everybody's ready, let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take in a nice deep breath, okay? And then we're going to take that in into the belly and into the chest. Hold that breath, and as you exhale softly with a soft sigh, relax your body. So you want to get yourself into a relaxed state if possible. If you have the ability to put yourself into a seated position where you feel calm and relaxed, great. Or you can lay down if you want to lay down. And what I'm going to ask you to do is bring your hands and take both of your hands and just put them on your belly. Your hands are on your belly. You feel your hands on your belly. And you're going to begin to breathe. You're going to breathe in through your nose and try to raise your hands. You're letting your hands rise and fall. Sighing away. Big breath. And fall. Big breath. And fall. Just stick with this breath. Breathe along with me. Continue to breathe. Even though I'm talking, you're breathing. You're really paying attention to the rise and fall of your belly. Feeling that air fill up and expand your belly like a balloon. And as you exhale, that's like a deflating balloon coming inward. It's an expansion and a contraction. Focus on that. I'm going to jump back in. If I knock you off your timing, I'm sorry. You can run with me. I'm going to speed it up a little. Pump the tummy. One more big breath in. Hold your breath. Just hold. Slowly release. Hold your exhale. Hold. And a deep breath in. Hold. And release. Relax. Allow yourself just to come into center. Feel what you feel. My whole body now is tingling. All of my skin is alive, and I'm starting to be able to sense more outside of my skin and into my aura, into my pokpo, is what it's called in our shamanic tradition. And this essentially translates to luminous energy field or bubble. We just sometimes just call it bubble. I may call it that most of the time. So if you hear me say bubble, what I'm talking to in your personal energy space. All human beings have this personal energy space. Typically, it's only a couple inches off your body in your normal waking states. The more you're in your fight or flight mode, the more your nerves are on end, or you're incessantly thinking, or you're worrying, that energy field tightens up and comes into the skin, touching the skin. It's really narrow then. What happens is when we start to breathe, like how we're breathing here, this starts to send fluid up into the brain. This starts to relax the nervous system. And what happens, it's a natural thing. The aura, the pokpo, that bubble, your bubble begins to expand out around you. And this is when your energy field is coming into coherence. And when it's in coherence, the result is your nervous system moves into a parasympathetic state, a rest, digest, feed, and breed mode. In this mode, your body has the capability to heal itself. The body has this innate intelligence and ability to heal itself. We're just generally shut off from it due to our lifestyles, due to how kind of like we've been trained in society to act. It's not that it's a problem. What we can do is we can take these things and we can learn from them and then start using the tools that we have built into us and the innate intelligence of our body. And the first and foremost thing is your breathing. I can't stress enough or possibly tell you how powerful or necessary it is. You can only find out for yourself, because it doesn't matter what I tell you about it. Until you find out for yourself, you'll never know. And what I do is I have people challenge themselves. Can you show up every day for 12 weeks? 12 weeks, can you show up every day to spend at least 10 minutes just sitting and breathing, okay? You don't have to watch any videos. You don't have to do my live streams. All I'm asking you to do is sit down, be quiet. Take the phone, put it over here. Just allow yourself to be quiet. No talking, no going anywhere. Your eyes are closed. You come into your body, and all you start to do is follow your breath. And then what you do is just make it longer. Go inward. Feel the breath come into you and feel it leave you. Just breathe in and out through your nose. What you want to do is 15, 20 breaths. You don't have to count. Your goal is to oxygenate your body. Slow everything down. Long exhales, even longer. Long inhale, long exhale. 2 more. Long inhale. Long exhale. And once more. Long inhale. And long exhale. And you just relax. You can just sit and be still and just spend a few minutes being quiet. Even if your mind's running and the thoughts are happening, that's okay. You don't have to do anything. All you're doing is taking some time to bring your attention into your breathing. If you bring your attention into your breathing, it makes it a little harder for you to be in the incessant mode of thinking because you're focused on your breathing. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you can't breathe and overthink. You certainly can. It's very difficult to be fully immersed and aware of your breath and overthink. So it's all about training yourself how to bring your attention in. Instead of the attention in the outside world, the problems that are going on, the thoughts that are happening, bring the attention in and bring that intention and attention to your breath. You don't even necessarily have to do anything with it, just become aware of it. And usually what you'll notice is if you're really worked up, your attention comes to your breath, you'll notice you're breathing high in your chest. That high chest kind of breathing, that shallow upper chest breathing, that all has to do with being in the sympathetic dominant state, being in the state of fight or flight mode, in a stressed state. So when you notice that, what you want to do is do like we were doing at the beginning of this video, filling up your belly. Because when you're filling up your belly, you're allowing your diaphragm, the floor of the diaphragm, to open, and your lungs fill up down into your gut. And as you exhale, the lungs come, they close up, and that diaphragm rises and pushes the air out. So this normally isn't happening, or happening very shallowly when we're breathing high in the chest. When we breathe low with intention into the ribs and into the belly, you can feel it. You can even bring your attention to your side ribs. I call that costal breathing. Put my hands on my side ribs, and what I do is I imagine I can breathe in a way where I stretch my ribs. So I'll sometimes do this. I'll put my fingers here, and when I breathe in, I'll spread my fingers, and when I breathe out, I'll close my fingers. See how that feels? You're pushing energy up into your brain. Very, very powerful. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to continue. We have some new stuff coming along. We are working on, and today I recorded 5 small episodes for our subscription-based program that's coming out. It's not out yet. It will be soon. But that's what I'm focused on, is I'm trying to create small dose breathworks for people that have a hard time. A lot of people have a hard time being disciplined. I work with thousands of people all over the world, and I have to tell you, the vast majority of them don't stick to the breathwork protocols I give them. I give them, hey, you want to do this. You want to breathe every day. It's really important. And I go deep into the science and explanations. When I sit with people in session, I really go deep into the benefits for them, even specifically for them with that breath work. But just for some reason, people can't get motivated and disciplined to do it on their own. So I've figured out that I'm going to have to be there to help, and I want to be there to help, so it's perfect. So that's what I'm going to create, and that's what we're beginning to create, are these small video series where you get new breath styles often. So that way you're not watching the same video over and over and over. You have new stuff to play with, new stuff to do that'll engage the mind. I also have some really cool props and things that I may use in some of the videos. And it's just going to change things up a little bit, change it up, because, you know, I think that'll be really helpful for everybody to be able to have a resource in which they can access really good, solid breath work and teaching. And then it'll be in tiers, so there'll be other tiers of subscription for people who are interested in learning about the metaphysical parts of things, that are learning about the spiritual aspects of things, or are looking for spiritual guidance or mentorship. I'm going to have that part open. But I'm going to start in this base thing, the thing where I started. That's what Spirit's been telling me lately is, Tony, I want you to go back to where you started. What got you here? What happened? What brought you here? And you know what it was? It was the breath. The breath is the key, the king, the linchpin, the primary force of life that happens in your body. And I've already known that there's nothing more powerful that a human can do to help themselves. But as I continue along my journey, and the more knowledge and wisdom and experience that I amass, the more I become completely, fully aware that I have to help as many people as possible get that diaphragm moving. Because when you get that diaphragm moving, this puts you in a space where you can begin to control your state. Okay, this means when you get triggered, you don't have to react. You're learning how to control your state through your breathing. Okay, by controlling your breathing, this also controls the way you think. Because when you're in a fight or flight mode, the brain and its frequency is connected into a sense of protection. It's trying to protect you. That's what that mode is. We think that's normal. We've conned ourselves into thinking I have to always be alert and on edge of things so I can survive, when that's not really the case. You can still be aware of things that are part of your survival without overthinking about them. And this requires us to be able to drop into the deeper parts of the mind, the deeper parts of our physiology and our innate intelligence within us. And the breath is that key. All right, I'm going to take a break from talking here for a minute and I'm going to drop in and see who's on for comments. Please, if you're just coming in, hop on, comment. I want to know where you're watching from. Ask a question. Say something fun. That's good. This is all about having a good time. I'm just here to breathe and share my wisdom and love with everybody because I love you all. Connected to you right now, my third eye vibrating. I can sense it. Very good. I'm connected to your energy right now. I can feel energy going down my face and body. Cool. Keep taking it in. Thank you. My pleasure, Courtney. Lulu says, good afternoon. Hi. Good afternoon. Yes, I haven't been disciplined. Hey, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. See that guy there? That's your mindset. So you have to pay attention to that. Your mindset, you're saying, I'm not good. I'm a failure. I'm not. Say, that's okay. That's how it was yesterday, and you just start right now, okay? What if right now is where you start? What if it doesn't matter what happened yesterday or the day before, the day before, the day before? What if you could just let go of all the bullshit before right now and decide right now that you want to go forward and keep making that decision? Maybe you'll fall off, and if you do, jump back on the horse. This is all about that idea of dust yourself off and keep going. Like one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite singers, Aaliyah. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. That's the name of the game, honey, and we have to be gentle with ourselves. Here's the thing about spirituality and, ascension and all those things. It's not all like rainbows and butterflies. Now, don't get me wrong. There's lots of rainbows and butterflies and beautiful things because what's happening as you're going through the ascension process, you're peeling away layers of your physical body and mind program that are holding you back. That's what's happening. And as we peel those away, some of them just happen naturally. Other ones we have to work with to help them move. As that happens, this begins to open up your deeper intelligence. Along with that, your sensitivity. So that means the things that feel good feel even better because you can actually experience them on a deeper level of your wholeness. But so do the heavy things, okay? So the pains that show up in life, even more so. That's how it works. That's just how it is. And it happens in increments because you can't open up all at once. If we opened up all of your ability, all of your sensation, all of your capacity all at once, it would just burn you up. It would blow out your nervous system and you become catatonic. It happens at the rate. People want to know, like, what's the secret to awakening? There's no secret. You have to let go. That's what it comes down to. People are like, well, how long does this take? As long as it takes you to let go. That's how long it takes. Could be lifetimes. There's lifetimes for me. I've been through this human life thing over and over and over. I'm really aware of it now because I have memory of it. I can remember. I've cleared enough of the data where I'm starting to have the memory. This started to happen a while ago, but it's continuing. It's becoming more sharp. I'm remembering who I am at the deepest level, beyond the story of Anthony. Because that's how I kind of understand this now. I understand that Anthony is the interface. This is the personality on this level of being. It's having an experience, but it's temporary. This version of what I'm experiencing is just very temporary. It comes and it goes, just like the leaves on the trees. It's a season. It's a season of being. And within that, it's a wave. It's a repeating cycle. Within that repeating cycle, more intelligence builds, more soul intelligence begins to rise. So the trick is, which isn't really a trick, you have to let go. And when you fall back into old patterns, you have to be forgiving to yourself. I forgive you. Let go. Let go of any of the stories. None of those can help you. You have to let go. And you know what? It sounds real easy, right? But it isn't. Okay, Kelly Roach says, was just saying I needed to start breath work at work. And boom, here you are with a great message. The universe is always working in our favor, sister. That's my standpoint, okay? I can't make anyone else believe that, and I'm not going to try to convince you of that. You can only find that out for yourself. Like you could ask me, prove God to me. Well, I can't. You have to prove it to yourself because it's within you. It happens from the inside. It's not outside. Even Master Jesus told us in his time here, my Father's kingdom will not come with signs to be perceived. Meaning you won't find it outside of you. And he says the kingdom of God is within. Direct words, as a matter of fact. But great. One of my favorite, and I don't know where I got it from, if you fall and you can look up, you can get up. I like that. Thank you so much, Lulu. Hi, Mary. Welcome. Rock Warrior. Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Friday. Thank you. Friday to Alon the chat, and thank you, Anthony, for your channel that allows you to share your experience and wisdom with us. Thank you. I love you. A dove from my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Reno! I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. That's some Johnny Cash. No, I can't sing Johnny Cash, but I like Johnny Cash. Okay. Let's do another round of breathing. I was only going to be on for about 30 minutes or so. We're at 20. The floor is open. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, if there's something you're interested or have a question about breathing, and if you can use it in specific ways, you sure can. You can use it in specific ways to heal your body. That's different for everybody. It depends what you've got going on. But there's many, many different ways your breath and your energy can be used to help you. This is also how I've helped myself heal from several different types of illness that were incurable. But here I am. The healthiest I've ever been, as a matter of fact. That's another thing I want to point out. As I continue on my journey, I just keep getting healthier. I keep feeling better all the time. I have more mobility in my body. I feel a little bit younger. I'm stronger. I'm in better shape. Life just seems more beautiful. I like to do different kinds of things, like where I take my full attention and I give it lovingly into everything around me. So I call this the practice of awe. I talked about this a little bit the other day in a Facebook post I made, and it's something I really like to do. It's really, really powerful. So right now I'm just kind of scanning the room, and I'm going to find something that gets my attention. And this is what got my attention. I have a bell right here. Of course I have a bell. Pacos love bells. This is how we call in spirit. And I'm going to call in the spirit of connection and light. Calling in that spirit, and I put down this bell. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of watch it for a little bit. You're going to watch something too. Pick something in your room or grab something. If you're going to bring it closer to you or hold it in your hand, I'm going to set this right in front of me right here. And what I do is I start to look at it. But not only am I looking at it, it's like I'm trying to feel it with my eyes. Like I'm noticing its shape and its texture, the light that's on it. You know, like I'm imagining in my mind what the cool metal feels like and the edges. And then I'm like smelling. Like, can I smell the metal? Like, what would that bell smell like? And I'm breathing in through my nose. And I smell it. And I sense it, and I just take a little bit of time like that, first just sensing it. And as I'm sensing it, then what I do is I become in the space of awe. I find the absolute beauty that it exists. I allow myself to experience it as, wow, look at this amazing, majestic thing that lives in my reality, and the intelligence of spirit that came into someone's mind and showed them how to shape this metal into this instrument, and then the handle and its design and its art. And you know, I'm giving it all of my attention, and I'm allowing myself to experience it in awe. It's so fresh and amazing and wondrous to me. And I allow myself to really take that in. And as I take that in, I take that energy, the energy of my vision and looking and creating the sensation and understanding and smelling, and I bring that into me. And as I bring that into me, I bring my awareness into my gut. And then what I can do is I start to breathe a little bit. It's like I'm stirring it up. I'm stirring it up inside of me, and what I'm doing is I'm giving attention to what does awe feel like, because awe is a word, it's a concept. When you hear the word, it generates a thought, it connects you to a thought. But what does that feel like to be in, oh, that's so cool. Like when you look off into the sky, oh, it's amazing. Or you see the prettiest thing you've ever seen. Putting yourself in awe and then allowing yourself to embody it is such a beautiful, beautiful tool. Something I love to work with. And this is something I work with every day. By doing that, it's really changed how I interact with the space around me. And what I would tell you is I never run into like difficult people anymore. That might sound impossible to some people, but I work with hundreds of people every week, and I see people all the time, and I like never run into anybody anymore who's like a jerk. It just doesn't happen. I don't know if what that means, but I kind of understand that it has a lot to do with our own perceptions and things. I don't find anyone to be bad anymore. That's what, and for a lot of people, that sounds insane. Like, no, there's bad people. I think there's people that make bad decisions. I don't think people are inherently bad. I don't really think that. But also, even from my mystical mind, my higher dimensional mind, it understands it's all one thing. So any ideas of separation are actually some form of delusion being created by the ego mind. And that can be fun or whatever, but it's just not cohesive. All right, let's see what's going on here. Brianna says, I've learned how to heal my headache, and now I can heal my own headache. Yahoo! That was one of the first things we ever worked on. How long ago is that? 2 years? 3 years? I'm on my way home from work. I made plans to do breath work and contact you. Awesome. Well, then we're here. Goosebumps. Oh, yeah. That's how you know you really tapped into the awes, the goosebumps. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of fire breathing. And fire breathing is like an energy form of breathing. What I use this for typically is illumination. So usually when I'm doing my first primary breath, like I do in the beginning of my breath work, where I'm doing that big inhale and the long sighing exhale, that's like a release breath. I'm cleansing. When I'm breathing in, it's like I'm breathing in a fresh wave of energy, fresh light, and it cleanses. Ooh, I got the chills all over. That intention of I'm letting go of any hoocha or heaviness. And also, since we're in a group, I'm going to intend to, as I'm doing it, help you to move yours. All right? So let's first start there. Let's do a little round of like energy cleansing breath. This is like an ocean form of breathing where you're breathing in and you feel up your belly, then your chest like a wave. Strong sigh and push it out. I push out what I no longer need, and I breathe in light. Light, soft, pretty energy, and like all the stale caca stuff. In with good stuff. Long exhale. 2 more. 1 more. And just relax. Just sit in your body for a minute. Woo! All that intention, and we're all working together to move that energy. When more than one of us show up together in the same intention, we all work together in the field to move energy. Not just for you and not just for me, but even the collective. Just people in general that are connected around us in our energy field. By us working on our energy field, it affects that energy field too. Because, complaining and negative energy and heaviness is kind of like contagious. Well, so is like light energy. I don't really want to say positive or negative, like, because that's not what it is. Like, it is, but it isn't. Like, it's not good and bad. Like, it's positive and negative, but meaning like polar opposites of one thing. Like, think of a hot dog. Each end of the hot dog, one end's positive, one end's negative. However, it's all one hot dog. Okay, so it's kind of like how I picture it. It's the two, when I say positive or negative, I mean one extreme of one thing. So negative energy to me is more like heavy energy. It's not that it's bad, it's just it's unprocessed, unrefined, and it's very condensed. We do, if we're trained properly, have the ability to take apart heavy energy and break it into smaller pieces. But for people who aren't, all you need to do is use your intention to feed it to the earth, okay? Feeding your energy to the earth. And all that takes is your intention. You don't need to know witchcraft. You don't need to be a shaman. You don't need any special Reiki certifications or anything like that, because you are the living energy of the cosmos. All you need to do is set your intention to move the energy. You don't have to look for it, chase it, try to observe it. You just set your intention and get out of the way. That's the best way to do energy work. Most people don't know that. They think you have to do something. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is set intention. I intend to send loving energy into the world through this form of divine life and intelligence is breathing. So you can set an intention. Right now, set an intention. What would you like to come out of you? What kind of energy, if you could be a loudspeaker of energy for the world, how would your energy flow from you? What would that energy feel like? How would that vibration flow from you? Like ripples in a pond. How would those flow? How would those emanate from you into the space around you? Allow yourself to think about that or sense that for a moment. And this is where you use the mind's eye and disciplined imagination and begin to create the idea as if you are a radiator of good, positive, light, whatever words feel good to you. Good energy. Send out that good energy, the stuff that the world needs, whatever that might be. Let it come through you. Let it come through you. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our breath to help to push that along, and that's where I like to use fire breathing. Fire breathing ignites the nervous system and whoosh, can push energy out. So first you set the intention. My intention is to set loving energy. I want to send waves of loving energy that feel so good that overtake you and bring tears to your eyes and bring goose pimples to your body. That feeling when you know that God's with you. That's what I want to bring into this world through this breath. Allow yourself to set your own intention. And what we're going to do is begin to breathe in and out through our nose, pumping our tummy. So when you breathe in, the tummy pumps out. And as you breathe out, the tummy pumps in. Deep breath in. Hold. Exhale. Drop down into the tailbone. Hold. Squeeze your tailbone. Squeeze. You're locking in that energy in the tailbone. And then you're taking a breath and releasing the tailbone. Wow. And just relax. Feel my body temperature change. So now I have this sizzling kind of feeling out on my outer parts of the skin, and it just feels amazing because I've amped up that energy and now I'm radiating what I want out into the world, okay? So you can do this with all sorts of energy. If you want to send healing to someone, if you want to manifest, I want to call to me the energy of abundance and success, well, take a moment. This is where it comes down to using that mind's eye and disciplined imagination. That's the first step. Using your imagination in a way that actually works for you instead of creating false scenarios of future that actually do not work for you. Coming into your mind, close your eyes, go in there, picture a future version or picture an alternate reality where you're super successful. And I want you to pay attention to what that word might mean to you. If it's just money, that's not true success. Go deeper. Picture yourself being happy, healthy, strong, having yourself full of life. Notice all of that. That's the true levels of success, bringing your attention into those things. And just for a moment, I want you to step into it as if you're rehearsing being that person. What does it feel like to be in that body, your better strengthened and healthy body? What does it feel like to be in this life where you feel secure, where you feel successful, where you feel alive, you feel love, where you feel healthy, where you feel happy? How does that all come together? Allow it to make that sensation inside of you. That's the important part. Take your visions of success and abundance and of your greatest and highest self, and bring the visions here into your mind. And as you bring them into your mind, allow yourself to begin to transform the visions into feeling. That's what's important, bringing that feeling into you. And when you bring that feeling into you, you want to send it out into the universe. This is where I begin to use my breath. I begin to send it out from me. Wow, my gut is vibrating so beautifully, and I can feel it. It's like soft music humming, emanating from my being, from my body. Sending out fields and rays of energy. Letting all that energy flow, and let's drop back into some fire breathing. I'm going to use my tummy like a pump. And my intention is to move the energy. I'm sending it out from me. Big breath in. You're going to squeeze just a little. You're pushing out. You're pushing the energy out. And then you're going to exhale all the way and hold. Hold. As you're holding, now you're receiving. Imagine you're receiving. It's coming into you. You're holding your breath. And now you're going to, as you hold your breath, squeeze from your tailbone up through your belly, up through your chest, up to your head, and into the center of your head, your pineal gland. Get your head nice and tall. Drop your shoulders. Push. Squeeze. Now you're receiving, and now you're going to breathe in and take in all that energy. It floods into you like a waterfall. Take in another breath and another. Hold, squeeze your belly, your chest, your head. Squeeze your entire body. Lock it in and release. Ooh-wee. Just relax for a moment. As we relax for a moment, I'm just going to sit here and breathe softly. Take a deep breath in. Nice big breath. Hold and release slow. Allow yourself to slowly come back into a waking state. Opening your eyes and I will welcome you home. What a beautiful little journey that was. I hope that was as beautiful for you as it was for me, because boy, the connection we have in these little meetings where we get together, it's so amazing. It's so wonderful. I want to send you all my love. I thank you all so much for being here tonight. This is a wonderful little broadcast for us to come on. My energy I am feeling is like waterfall. Yeah, that's amazing. It is a waterfall. Brianna, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you, Kelly. I want to thank you, Nathaniel. I want to thank you, Rock Warrior. Who else did I miss? Mary, Lulu, Marcy, Courtney. Thank you all. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you all who watch in the future, and I send blessings of love to you. I send healing to you. I send signals of coherence and true meaning and truth of life. I love you all so much. I can't wait to see you again soon. Feel free to drop in and ask any questions. Follow me on social media. Make sure you go over to YouTube. If you're not watching from YouTube, go to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to be notified of these free live streams. I'm going to be doing more of them, shorter ones like this. This one's a little longer than I even wanted to go, but here I am. I love you all so much. I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful night and weekend, and I'll see you soon. Let me find the outro. There it is. I'll see you all later.